Golden Sound Story, Disney, Winnie-the-Pooh, and Tigger 2. Golden, Sight and Sound, Play a Sound Book.
I'm Tigger. That's what Tiggers do best. Oh dear.
It was a peaceful morning in the 100-acre wood. Winnie-the-Pooh had been trying to think thoughtful thoughts, but all he could think of was honey in his tummy. Not far away, little Piglet was sweeping the path to his house. Rabbit, who was worried about food for the winter, was gathering carrots in his garden. Suddenly, the silence was broken by the sound of bouncing. It was Tigger. He bounced into Pooh, bumping him into the ground. Then he bounced into Piglet, knocking him head over heels. Then he finally bounced into Rabbit, sending carrots flying everywhere. "Tigger, why must you always do that?" asked Rabbit. Tigger grinned and answered. Rabbit was worried about Tigger's behavior, so he thought of a plan for unbouncing Tigger and called a meeting to tell the others. The meeting went well except for when Pooh fell asleep. As soon as Pooh woke up, Rabbit explained, "We'll take Tigger for a long explore and lose him for one night. Of course we'll find him again the next morning. Mark my words, he'll be a humble Tigger, a small and sad Tigger, and oh, Rabbit, am I glad to see you, Tigger." The next day, Rabbit, Piglet, Pooh, and Tigger went for a walk. As Tigger bounced ahead of his friends, they hid in a hollow log. "Hey," called Tigger, "where are you guys?" There was no response. Just then he saw a butterfly. Off Tigger bounced, following the fluttering insect. "Hooray!" cried Rabbit. "Soon Tigger will be unbounced." While Tigger is unbouncing, do you think we might go home and have a little something to eat? "What a splendid idea," said Rabbit. An hour later, Pooh could still feel his tummy rumbling, and Rabbit was looking very worried. 3 times now they had passed the same sand pit, one very much like it. "Rabbit," said Pooh, "we keep looking for home and finding the sand pit. Perhaps if we look for the sand pit, we might find home." Rabbit replied, "Don't be silly, Pooh. I know exactly where we are. To prove it, I'll walk into the woods and walk right back again." Off he went, while Pooh and Piglet waited and waited and waited and waited. They waited so long that Pooh fell asleep. He woke up when a butterfly landed on his nose. "Maybe we should follow it," said Piglet. "It might be the same one Tigger saw." Pooh thought of his honey jar at home, which made his tummy rumble. "No, Piglet," he said. "My tummy tells me home is this way." They started to walk, and sure enough, Pooh's tummy found the way home. When they were almost there, Tigger bounced out of the woods. "Pooh," said Piglet, "I don't think Rabbit's plan worked. If Tigger's here and Rabbit's somewhere else, then Rabbit must be lost. So how did we find him?" "I'll find him," says Tigger. And off he bounced. Meanwhile, Rabbit, who was indeed lost in the woods, grew worried. To make matters worse, his mind was playing tricks on him. He was frightened by every bird and butterfly. Just then, up Tigger bounced, knocking Rabbit down with a bump. Tigger said, "Rabbit, you're supposed to be lost." Tigger grinned. "Don't you know Tiggers never get lost?" "They don't," said Rabbit. "Of course not. Now come on, Rabbit, let's go home." Off Tigger bounced, followed by a humiliated Rabbit. Soon it was winter, and with cold weather came snow. One minute Tigger came bouncing. "We need to go bouncing." Roo asked why, and Tigger answered. Not too far away, Rabbit was skating on an icy pond. "What a day," he said. "Peace and quiet, and thank goodness no Tigger." Tigger answered. He was skating right towards Rabbit. Tigger was calling, "Help somebody, please," when Pooh and Piglet saw. Then he walked up. Christopher Robin, Kanga, and Rabbit looked worried. Roo bounced down to the coat and landed with a bump.